Hello everyone, this is Ssh and in this video I am going to demonstrate that how you can perform Linux privilege escalation by using stored credentials. So let's get started. For the instance, I'm going to use Linux Privesc Room from TryHackMe, which is made by Tiberius. So stored credentials are considered to be as one of the low-hanging fruits when it comes to privilege escalation. It is one of the easiest method, taking one condition into mind, that your enumeration skills should be good. If you are good in enumeration, then definitely you will be able to spot some of the hidden config file that contains clear text credentials. So in this machine, we are considering that we have got low level user access via SSH, and we are yet to perform privilege escalation by finding out some stored credentials. So right now we have current user as name user. Let's go into the home directory of this user. If we do LSLA, we can find out a lot of things here. First thing you need to look here is the bash history, because many time a standard user, when they want to perform some task as root, they use some commands that comes with hard-coded credentials. Let's just open that file. As you can see, the current user executed this command that was used to log in into MySQL client using credentials of root. Now this may or may not be possible that this is the exact password for root, but it's always worth to give it a try. So we have the password as password123. If we just copy this one and use the command su root to switch the user to root, and if we just paste this, we can see that we are able to log in into root. So how easy is this to just simply use the hard-coded credentials? Second case which I want to discuss with you is configuration files. Many times there are many software installed, many tools installed that contains configuration file, and the administrator who is going to configure all those files tend to use the password that are being used with various different accounts. So it's always worth giving a try to use all those passwords that are found in configuration file in order to escalate your privileges. So in the current example, as I can see, there is a file myvpn.ovpn, that is a configuration file to connect with OpenVPN client. If we just cat out this myvpn.ovpn, you can see it contains some commands, and as we can see, there is a text file that says auth.txt. If we try to cat out that file, you can see the same password for root is stored here, and if we will use it, we can simply escalate to root. Third case is try to find out the SSH key. Now there is a folder here. Let me just search for it. We have only one user. So the concept of SSH keys is there could be some exposed SSH keys in the system, and they can be used to directly log in into higher privilege user without need of any credentials. If you want to find out the SSH key, simplest way to do is use the find command. You can simply say this name, you can say .ssh. Let's just send the output to dev null, all the errors. So there is a folder in root directory. If we simply go there, we can see it says root key. If we simply cat out the root key, we can see there is a RSA key, and that too private. Now if we simply copy this one, let's just copy it and open another terminal, and let's create a file with name IDRSA. Just paste this whole key, and now if we need to set specific permission to this file to make sure that the SSH client understand this file. We need to make it chmod 600 IDRSA. Permissions are set. Now all we need to do is just log in as root at the rate the IP address that we have, this one. We can say we can use I option to specify our IDRSA, our SSH key. If we just hit enter, and boom, we are root. So this is not it. These are not just the scenarios that are possible here. And as you may observe that all these things were found in one place and very easily. So that was for the sake of demonstration. In real life scenario, when you are actually solving a CTF or any machine, these things are usually hidden, and you will need to use your brain as well as some of the tools available, some of the utilities available for Linux. The very first utility is find command. You can use this find command to literally do anything. I'll be releasing a video to use the find command in an advanced way very soon. However, for now you can check the man page for find, and you will get to know a lot of new tricks related to find that will help you to find out various hard-coded credentials. Also, if you are using automated scripts like linpeas or lininum, you will get to know that they are also doing same sort of stuff, trying to find out hard-coded credentials that are stored in the system. One more thing that you should check for is the backup folder. If we try to go to var backup, you see there is a file with name gshadow.back. So if anyhow you are able to access this file usually contains all the password hashes for all user that exist in this Linux environment. So you can then use hashcat or John the Ripper to crack those hashes, and similarly you can log in from here as well. Many times many web applications are running on Linux server, and though those web applications also contain configuration files, there is also a wonderful tool that is grep. So you can also use grep to find out password. And talking more about this, the list of tools is endless. If you will go about learning text processing tool, there are a bunch of text processing tool available for Linux, and that can easily help you. So the best thing to take away from this video is to improve your enumeration skills. I'm not saying that you are going to find out similar cases that I have demonstrated in this video. However, it is 100% possible that you are going to find out some kind of credentials in every system, and they could be useful for privilege escalation. Not privilege escalation, then you could get access to some other user, and that other user could contain some kind of misconfiguration that may lead to final root privilege escalation. So you always have to work out a way to get into privilege escalation. It's not always a fixed method. If it is a fixed method, then definitely the difficulty that we face in various machines while solving them will go to null. So this is pretty much it for the video. If you have any doubts, then you can simply post them on comment section. Thank you for watching.